Folks, I've got 4 NFTs you guys have just got to see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt. Today's video, we got some Solana stuff I think you guys are absolutely going to love. So if you guys are new, you know what to do. Run up the like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. The first project we're looking at today is something called Age of Sam, and to be honest with you guys, this project is doing literally everything right, and very rarely do I say that about an NFT, but these guys, for only 2 Solana right now, are pretty much killing the game. So you guys will note that there are a bunch of different characters here, and basically the way in which these characters were derived was through partnerships with a lot of other projects. So they initially launched with 12 different partnerships with 12 different projects, and you guys will notice that some of these heads might look familiar. Here, of course, is a thug bird. You guys will notice a bunch of other ones here. I think it is really, really cool. And this is sort of the basis for their characters and their staking platform and their game. So basically, the way in which this works is you send your Sam here, one of your characters, on a moon mission to earn Solarium. And of course, you do this through the Age of Sam dashboard here. You would connect your wallet and send it on the mission. And one of the coolest things about this project is that if you actually hold one of the projects that your character has the head of, you earn a boost on the amount of Solarium you earn. So let's say you were holding on to a Thugbird, you would actually earn more Solarium if you bought the Age of Sam character here that has the Thugbird head on it. Very cool, very innovative. I don't really see a lot of this stuff out there combining different projects like this, and definitely strong for community building.
But before we go any further, guys, let's talk a little bit about my Patreon. I've worked tirelessly to make this the best NFT group out there. By joining my Patreon, you guys get literally an insane amount of content. You'll get a custom Discord role, direct access to me in a DM, full access to Matt's NFT dojo, crypto and altcoin trade signals, access to my exclusive NFT watch list, whitelist opportunities, priority access to my live streams, and so much more. To be honest with you guys, I think it's a steal for only $10 a month. And of course, if you guys would like to talk to me over voice in a voice call, you guys could always join the Emerald and above tier, which has that offered. Currently, there are hundreds of people joining the Patreon every month, and they absolutely love it. Link down below in the description.
Another cool feature they have coming is the Gene Machine, which essentially allows you to burn Solarium, and of course, that will, in the long run, be beneficial to the token, and overall helps get more liquidity for the ecosystem. There are tons of cool features like this coming to the game, and honestly, these guys are doing it better than so many other projects out there. They also have an airdrop coming out very soon called Darkness, which is essentially an airdrop for those that are holding on to 4 Sam NFTs. So for every 4 you have, you get 1 Darkness NFT. This is all part, again, of expanding their ecosystem and hoping to grow this game in the future. And here, as you guys can see, we have a little look at what their game looks like, and man, this is polished. There is very little to complain about with something like this. It's got very likable, relatable graphics, good movement scheme. Overall, just a very well-functioning game, especially in the NFT space where there aren't an awful lot of good games out there. The next project I wanted to show you guys is something called Famous Fox Federation. This project is honestly one of the longest-lasting Solana projects out there, and for good reason. These guys are builders. They've been building ever since they came out, and you guys will note that with a floor price right now of 40 Solana, I think they will head up to 100 at some point in the future. So what they essentially do is they run a marketplace here on famousfoxes.com. You guys can see here, this is the Famous Fox Federation, and essentially what you can do is head on here and you could basically buy different whitelists, could trade. You guys can see all of the different sort of features they have created here from their roadmap. And look at this. This is an awful lot of accomplishments for a project out there that is going for 40 Sol, which, yes, is not cheap, but compared to some other projects out there which have done an awful lot less, I would say Famous Foxes are ahead of the curve. You guys can see their Twitter community here is extremely strong, and again, they actually have a function. There are so many projects which people have bought whitelists for off of Famous Fox Federation, a lot of which people have actually made some pretty good money with. So again, definitely these guys do have real utility. I like the art as well, but art these days isn't everything. These guys really do have utility out there, and that's what matters. The next project I don't hear talked about all that much is something called Disarticulated Skellies. Now, this project has been around for around a month or 2, and I originally bought one of these at around 4 Solana. Granted, Solana was a little bit more expensive back then, but I'm still holding on to this because Disarticulated Skellies is, in my opinion, one of those risks that I think may be worth taking. If you take a look at their Twitter, you guys can see they are pretty attentive, they are pretty active, and the head of this project tweets like a lot of other good founders I've seen. He reminds me very much of of Frank from DGods. There's something about the way this account tweets that I like, and I don't necessarily know what it is, but there's something that this project does for me that I kind of have faith in. So again, this is definitely more of a gamble in my opinion, but it is awfully cheap. So for 1.77 Solana, I think a project like this that has a pretty good community, but also has the inklings of a social media presence of a project much larger. So that's why I've decided to hold on to my Disarticulated Skelly, and I do think might be worth looking into. You guys can also see on their Medium here that they have a lot written, specifically, of course, about some airdrops, a partnership with Degen Coin Flip, which is a very large project out there, DAO voting, more roadmap-related stuff. So, hey, definitely something you might want to take a look at if you're looking for one of those gambles that might pay off, and again, especially considering it is pretty cheap. And the final project for today is Smokeheads. I bought one of these at around 5 Solana, and I definitely did let everybody know at that time on Patreon. So, hey, you guys would have made some money if you would have listened to my call at that time. But right now, floor price of around 14, and these guys were sitting a little over 20, I believe, at one point. But what I like about Smokeheads is a super strong community going on here and some good passive income. So this project supposedly makes, I think 10 or 20-ish bucks per day. I don't know exactly since I don't stake this, but definitely a project that for a little bit cheaper access, I think may be worth it if you're looking to get in on that sort of passive income idea, and of course, getting ready to hopefully see the floor increase, given the fact that the art is very good. I think that the community is pretty strong. Of course, this is loosely based off of that other project I know that has been around for a long time, but again, I do think these guys are unique enough and definitely have a strong enough community where I don't think their semi-derivative status really matters here. So definitely take a look at Smokeheads. Maybe this is something that you guys would be interested in. Supposedly the passive income is pretty good. You would have to check the price of WPuff to see how much that is. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you guys did, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe. Again, check out the Patreon down below in the description. My name is Matt. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.